I had scored as low as 60 percentile in many of the mock exams, and I have also been through that phase. So if you keep working on it, I think you'll eventually improve on it. But the key point is you have to identify the problems.
For the past year at Inside IIM, we have been conducting one on one career coaching sessions as counsel, short domain specific courses as masterclasses, and university affiliated certificate programs. Now, we are extremely excited to announce that we have a new home for all these highly rated programs in altuni.in. So, if you are looking to earn a high salary, get a promotion, switch jobs, click on the link in the description or just visit altuni.in. Thank you, enjoy the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss an update. Cheers.
Hi everyone, I'm Varnika Chaturvedi. I'm currently enrolled in the flagship PGP program at IIM Road. I'm a computer science graduate from NIT Bhopal, and I had scored 10 CGPA in class 10th from CBSE, 95.8 percentage in class 12th, and 8.55 grade points in my undergraduation. I was working with JP Morgan and Chase in the capacity of a software engineer for around 2 years before I joined Code. I had scored 99.76 percentile in CAT 2019 and 98.55 percentile in CAT 2020. I did not join any college back in 2019 due to COVID apprehensions and unpreparedness of the online learning setup, and that is something I'll be focusing more on in the later segment of this video. Before moving on to the preparation strategy, one thing that I would like to highlight here is to have a clear motive of why do you want to do an MBA. This is going to be different for everybody, and the relevance of this question is not just limited to the interviews or the summer internships for that matter. It's a lifelong commitment to yourself. So for my personal motivation to do an MBA was because during my work experience I got exposed that as software engineer I knew how to make products, but I did not know how the need for that product arises, and that further piqued my interest in the business world. I had taken CAT for the first time in November 2019 and had begun my preparations in August 2019 for the same, which is about the same time as now. Since I was doing it alongside my job, so I made sure that I took out at least 3 hours in a day to focus more on the important chapters and the concepts that I was facing difficulties with. On weekends, I made sure that I took extra 3 hours to solve the mock and sectional tests. Interestingly, before actually laying out the strategy for myself, I took a mock test. And I recommend this to everyone because CAT is a personalized and customized journey. What might seem difficult to one may not be for the others. It becomes crucial, therefore, to understand your own sets of challenges and pain points and work on them individually. Talking about myself, after I had taken the mock, I categorized the type of questions into mainly three categories. So the first one were the questions that I was already familiar with and had a good speed in them. Secondly, the type of questions I was familiar with but lacked in speed in calculation, and sometimes I would even forget the formulas. Thirdly, and the most challenging of all, were the questions that I was totally unfamiliar with and that would leave me scratching my head. And I devised a separate strategy for each one of them. For the questions that I'm already good in, I did not pay much attention and I tried to just practice them alongside my other questions. I did not focus on the study material for those questions. For the second category, I worked hard on to those questions which had a fair share of questions in the previous CAT papers. For example, algebra and arithmetic together constitute around 40% of the total paper, quantitative ability structure. And that is how I found out the questions in all the sections and worked individually on them. And the third concepts were the type of questions that I had studied the most. So starting from the study material to the entire internet, I would just search advanced level questions and try to do as many as possible. I try out different coaching material and I try out different advanced sectional level tests for those type of questions. Because as they say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and therefore it was very important to work on that third category of the type of questions. Talking about mock test scores, those are not the correct representation of your preparation level and strategy. Because believe me, these mock tests can be very unbalanced at times, not maintaining the CAT ratio of level of difficulties across the sections and over in the overall paper as well. So do not judge yourself on that, but make sure that you analyze every mock, understand where you went wrong and how could you have gone right. Having said that, I have scored as low as 60 percentile in many of the mock exams, and I have also been through that phase. So if you keep working on it, I think you'll eventually improve on it. But the key point is you have to identify the problem clearly. Having said that, devising special strategy for each type of questions is understandable, but sometimes it might also be the case that no matter how hard you work on something, you are not able to meet that accuracy or precision for that matter. As that happened with me in the case of VA in VARC, I was not able to mark as many correct answers as I was working hard on it. So, in that moment, it's important to realize that you need to finalize the number of questions that you want to attempt. And if you think that RC is your strong point, work a little more there, and make sure that no matter how hard the overall paper gets, you'll be able to ace that RC portion. So ultimately, the whole number is going to be from that section, and if you think you cannot improve much on the difficult sections, you have to make your strengths much stronger in order to get through it. Having emphasized the mock test and the importance to analyze the same for identifying your own sets of challenges, at the same time, it's crucial to know that those scores are not a representation of your preparation. Sometimes you might score less, but that's okay because there can be unbalanced distribution of questions in terms of level of difficulties and representation. While in the actual real exam, you might find definite proportion of easy, medium, and difficult questions, which is okay. So while giving mock tests, do not focus on your marks, but rather focus more on assessing and analyzing the questions. It might expose you to a huge set of questions, and do not just limit yourself to your coaching material. Try to find as many sectional tests as possible on the internet from various different sources as you can find. That will only help you to improve yourselves. Talking about my personal experiences, I had scored 99.76 percentile in CAT 2019. And despite clearing major B schools of the country, I did not know any one of them, primarily due to COVID apprehensions, and also had concerns about how administration is going to go about this new online learning setup. At that moment, I chose to go ahead with going over the process all over again and continuing with my job. That 1 year of preparation was really challenging for me, considering that I had this benchmark of 99.76 percentile in my mind. Add to that the time restraint of CAT 2020 attempt, and as a result, I moved up in the DILR section and missed the cutoff by a marginal 1 percentile. Despite scoring 99 plus percentile in QA and VARC, I scored a total of 98.55 in the CAT 2020 attempt, and I did not even get a call from the major B schools of the country. My best shot was IIM Kuwait board, and with due diligence and efforts into the interview process, I was able to convert it. Now, looking back in hindsight, I think I'm really proud of myself. The key takeaway from this personal experience was that to never judge yourself during the exam. Be mentally prepared to see the best or the worst for that matter, the worst pattern suited to your strengths and weaknesses. And in the moment, you do not have to judge yourself because this has nothing to do with you or your preparation. And also, never to regret your decisions. I don't regret getting into any other college at that moment because looking at the opportunity cost in hindsight, I believe the 1 year experience that I got in JP Morgan was really valuable to my overall journey. So it's just about perspective and how you look at things. I hope that the things that I've shared with you have made a difference in your outlook towards your preparation strategy, and I hope all of you succeed with that. All the best. Thank you.